Happy Wednesday night to all across the Delaware Valley. This is Cousins Corner, and we are live at the only spot. You can see it right here, the fabulous Parks Sportsbook. We love hanging at our Parks Casino, Street Road in Ben Salem. Love hanging out here, as always, as we hung out every Wednesday evening to talk about football, the weekend's card, and of course all kinds of guests and fun stuff and the whole 9 yards that you only get at Parks Casino. So make sure Parks is part of your holiday party. In fact, tomorrow night there's a big party, Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
My man, Andrew Frazier.
Tickety tick.
Tickety tick, that's right.
Hee-haw, hee-haw.
Dominic the Donkey. That's right, Baldini doing Dominic the Donkey with Joe Conklin.
Ooh,
tomorrow
man.
night, it's a holiday extravaganza. Tomorrow night, here at the 360 Lounge, you got to come up and check it out. It's a blast. All kinds of great stuff happening here at Parks Casino. And don't forget, if you can't get to Parks Casino and you're looking about football, and wait till you hear from the Brain, and Brain and I are going to chop up all the games with you, and you like some of the stuff that the Brain has, well, check it out, Parks Casino. You can check out the Bet Parks Sportsbook Casino app if you can't get here. All the stuff that you want right there, including futures and everything else, right there on the app. In fact, new customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Ohio, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, without further ado, my main man, the one, the only, Brain. Good evening, Brain.
Good evening, my friend. How are you?
Good, my brother. How are you? Good?
Always enjoy you.
Yeah.
Always enjoy you.
Right? Like, you know, this is the great time of the year, man.
It is a great time of the year, and it's also a year, I'm part of the year. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe college football is ending.
I know,
I can't believe we're already in December. And I know me and you, Anthony, like when basically, usually like right around the Super Bowl, I'm always like, oh my God, now I got to freaking wait another 8 months.
Dude,
you know?
it kills me. I hate it. Listen, I love the holidays. I love this time of the year. But the down point is exactly that. Dude, football season is the greatest. I'm sorry. Like, the older I get, it's what I truly enjoy. I love basketball, but the NBA, I don't have the same juice right now. I'm sure I'll get it back at some point.
We talked about it.
You know, college basketball we like, but there's nothing like college football, the NFL. It's the greatest, dude. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this sheet with the conference championship games. I'm like, that's it.
I love the sheet.
Yeah, the sheet, buddy. The sheet. Let's start with the sheet. We're going to go through the college games. And then I got my man Mick from the Sand Boners coming on in a little bit too. And our buddy Matt from the head honcho here at the Sportsbook is coming down soon. So let's get started. Friday night, buddy. UNLV and Boise. This is an interesting game because UNLV's got pretty good offense. And, of course, Genty from Boise State is everything. They're all-world running back.
Yeah, listen, it's interesting. They played earlier this year. I actually had a bet, if I remember correctly, on UNLV, and they lost by 5. I think I could be misremembering.
Yeah.
I remember watching the game. I thought it would be a 50-50 game, and it was. And it's interesting. Now, that game was at UNLV, and the line was 4. Now, you know, you get a home team, and you're still laying the same points. But you know what's interesting? Like to me, and it's interesting. UNLV is the only team, Anthony. Look at Genty's game log. They held him less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I actually listen.
I know.
To me,
you like UNLV. I agree.
My lean here is UNLV, Anthony. My lean here is that because it's interesting. Like, you know, Boise to me is kind of a little bit overrated, I think. I think they're a little bit overrated.
I agree.
I was hoping this line would be closer to 6, 7-ish.
Yeah.
And I'd really have liked UNLV, and I think it opened at 5. But again, only way I'm leaning here is the UNLV side. I think they've been the better team, honestly, quite recently. I think it'll be a close game. And again, in a close game, I'm always going to want to take the points. I think this game's going to be close.
Agreed. How about Tulane and Army? Any feeling there? Tulane's 5 over Army.
Yeah, it's funny. This actually opened at 4, Anthony. And these are two teams you're talking about from the beginning of the year till now.
Yeah.
Right? This has been like incredible, like how these teams have outperformed. Interesting stat: Tulane coach John Sumrall, when they faced option teams 3 times since 2022. Okay, and his teams have given up 9 points in those 3 games, 0 in the last 2.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big
think
stat,
about that.
man. That's an amazing stat.
Green
wave.
I bet Tulane laying 4.
Yeah.
Right now, looking at the Park side, it's up to 5. Still lean that way for me. Again, anything less than a touchdown, I think Tulane is the better team here. Now, they laid a huge egg against Memphis. A huge egg.
But I agree with you. And I didn't even know about that stat. Like, right? It is, because if you can defend that, I mean, obviously, that takes the heart out of the Army offense.
100%. And Tulane's also played the tougher schedule. Look, we saw when, I'm not criticizing, but we saw when Army stepped up in class.
Yeah.
What happened, right?
Yeah.
And again, not criticizing. Same thing probably would have happened to Tulane against a team as good as Notre Dame. But I think Tulane gets this one by at least a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right on. Saturday, some of the games. The Big 12. No, there is no Pac-12. The Big 12 championship game. Iowa State and Arizona State.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's funny. Iowa State's a team, and I bet them over 7.5 before the year, Anthony. And I kind of felt they were a little fake, and I've been waiting to, like, quote unquote pick on them, and then down the stretch they kind of faded. And Arizona State, I mean, listen, to me, they're 10-2 against the number this year, Anthony. 10-2 against the number, covering games by an average of 10 points a game. This is a team that is, to me, far outperformed what I thought they were going to do. I did bet ASU. I did bet it at pick. I think they're now laying 2.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win this game. It's interesting. Iowa State, to me, I just don't trust them enough. No.
I love the quarterback. He's Rocco Becht.
Yeah,
Anthony's son. He's a friend of mine's son. You know, I root for him.
Yeah, of course. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Look, they're
but I agree with you. Arizona State's tough, man. I think it's in that matchup. Yeah.
Playing better, and I'm going to take my chances.
I feel you. I totally feel you.
This is actually
anything in the Maction, Miami, Ohio?
Look, I didn't bet that game. I didn't bet that game. Look, you know, I thought this is basically, Anthony. The line is on Parks right now is 2.5.
Yeah.
I thought Miami should have been a baby favorite, and they are. You know, so to me, again, I'm not just looking to bet just to bet.
Yeah. You're looking for value.
This game, to be honest.
You and I are going to see this the same way. So, in fact, I talked to Kevin DeGandhi today, too, about this game when he was on the show. And it's the premier game, 4 o'clock. It's the SEC championship game, Georgia and Texas. And you and I were all about the Longhorns. Hook 'em horns. And what happened? Georgia dominated, right? I don't think they do it again. I don't think they got the chops to do it again. I think you're going to see a little bit more Arch Manning in the game. And I'm with you, brother. I think Europe will be all over Texas. Are we rocking the UT? Hook 'em horns?
The horns, we're hooking the horns. 100%. You know, it's interesting, Anthony. A lot of games, if you think about it, is just each game is kind of its own masterpiece, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you remember that game, remember what happened? They fell behind, 17-0 before you could blink?
Yeah.
Or so 21. It was something like that. And it changed the entire, obviously, it changed the complex of the game where Texas had to go past every single play. And it got out of hand, right away. And, look, I think Georgia, I'm not going to say they stink. That's completely.
No, of course.
But they are nowhere near the Georgia teams we've seen in the past. This year in college football, Anthony, I just see so much. And Georgia, I swear to you, last week against Georgia Tech, I really had a strong feeling Georgia Tech was almost going to win the game, and they almost did.
They did.
Were 19-point dogs in that one. I like Texas here, Anthony. I think they're the better team. I trust their defense as the best group out of the 4 groups here on the field, so to speak.
I agree.
Georgia played their only good game. I thought they played by far and away their best game of the year in this one game. Now, you want to say the game, a home field advantage for Georgia, maybe? Fair, right? Very fair. So I do factor that in. They played in this stadium a zillion times, but they also did one at Texas, and Texas, so I just think Texas is the better team, and I think they're going to get the revenge and lay in less than a field goal. To me, I think it merits a bet.
Yeah, I'm completely with you, brother. I feel the same way. Where are we at? Clemson, SMU. Boy, I hope SMU wins, so that there's no other fake ACC team that gets into this playoff.
That's actually really funny, I think. Listen, before the year, I didn't bet, I think I told you, I didn't bet one national championship bet. First time in my life, not one. Didn't bet anyone.
Smart. Too tough.
It was too tough. I only bet one thing. I bet SMU for a nice sized bet to win the ACC at 20 to 1 odds. Okay.
Wow.
And so I have followed this team
Braid.
every single game.
Braid rules.
This has been it was my only, and I made a nice sized wager on this one. This has been the team. Them and Michigan are the 2 teams I followed the most this year in college football. Credit to their coaching staff. Preston Stone was the quarterback, who I thought was an above-average college quarterback. Immediately, they lose to BYU at the time, wasn't well thought of. Okay, people didn't think that they were like a good team. They go to Kevin Jennings, and I'm like, what the heck are they doing? After 2 games, you're really just pulling the plug on this guy who's one of the best quarterbacks in their college history. But that's what they did. And you know what, Anthony? It changed the entire team.
Yeah.
If they had Stone, this team and me wouldn't be in the same category it's in right now. This line opened, and I reach out to a guy. I go, this line opened at Clemson -3, Anthony, and I almost fell off my chair.
Wow.
I'm like, how can Clemson be favored here? I go, this line should be, SMU should be I thought SMU should have been a 1.2. I didn't understand it. He goes, be patient, Brad. He goes, 100% the money's going to come in on SMU. Don't worry. He goes, I made the line 1 also. Sure enough, it actually went to 3. I got my hedge bet in. I took Clemson +3. Anthony, take you out to dinner, a lunch, to whatever, to Hawaii. If SMU wins by 1, 2, or 3. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
But
I love it.
That's what I'm praying for. But look, we're talking current numbers here. I do like the over, Anthony. I think both teams are going to have success moving the ball. I really do. I think both teams actually have a chance to get in the 30s here.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. The line right now at 2.5, I think I actually made the line 2.5. I think that's a fair line. I think this is going to be an entertaining, good game.
Yeah.
If there's one game to pick on the entire card, I think it's going to be the closest game, or maybe the funnest game to watch. If I was saying this is just a game someone never watched football before, they'll enjoy it. This would be my pick. I think it's going to be a good game, and I like the points to be scored. I like the over.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, last college game, and then I want to get my man Mick from the Samboners in to hang with us. But it's the Big Ten championship game. It's a monster around here, right? Penn State, thanks to Michigan, Penn State now in the Big Ten title game against Oregon. You give them a shot, Brad.
I do. You know what's funny, Anthony? I did bet Penn State +4. Okay, at the open right now. On the Park site, it looks like the line is down to it's down to 3. Okay, I would not.
Yeah.
I couldn't, in good conscience, say to do it at 3 when it was 4. I may be having a little bit of cold feet here, Andy, because I'm really just revisiting everything about Penn State, and I'm like, okay, like their defense to me, I don't know how good it really is.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it is. And their offensive line, talking about Oregon's, started off horribly. They played much better recently. I think it's going to be a great game, Anthony. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be, again, another really exciting, good game. Anything over 3, I think the line should probably be 3. So anything above 3,
Sure.
I definitely like the Penn State side. And once again, I think there will be points scored here, Anthony. I think both teams can score 24 plus. And if that's the case, it's going over 49.
So I got my one worry about Penn State is I just don't think they have the explosive athletes on the outside to exploit Oregon. Because I think Oregon's going to score. I don't know. I mean, I love Warren, right? But Warren, you know,
Warren's great.
You know, it's your tight end, your best player. It's hard, right? Like, so I'm not in love with the matchup. Obviously, I'm going to root Nits. But I'll be honest with you, I like Oregon in the game. If you're asking me which side to play, they just, and I hate them, but they're just, matchup-wise,
they have not had
they move the football.
And they haven't had Penn State, Anthony, in fairness. Franklin, he's 0 for his career, right? In big games.
And this is even an anti-Franklin stance. I just matching it up. I'm going, I just don't know that they have enough explosiveness to keep up with Oregon.
That's Heisman Trophy candidate.
That's my thing. Yeah, I love the kid. I love the kid. It's tough. Hey, Brain, say hello to Mick from the Samboners.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Mick?
What's going on?
Good to see you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you having us on.
You're a big PSU man.
Yeah, graduate 2004.
Yeah,
man.
What do you think?
Right.
You feeling it?
I'm feeling it. You know, when you have a team like Penn State who's ranked top 4 in the country, that's got to tell you something.
No, listen. I think they're legitimately good. The issue is, the problem is, I just don't know they have enough explosiveness on the outside to beat Oregon. Oregon's nasty, and I hate. Listen. All day long, we're rooting Nits.
It's exciting. At first, I actually was thinking, you know what? I almost don't want them in the Big Ten championship game. They're going to have to play 4 championship football games coming up here in the next 5-6 weeks. It's going to be a grueling experience, man.
Yeah. Well, guess what, though? It's great that Penn State back on big-time stage.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun.
Real quick, Brad. So, Mick has the Samboners, right? He runs this community. It's awesome. He's so great. He's got all this incredible. He's a food guy, Brain. Now, Brain is. Tell him your exploits about pizza.
Go ahead, Brain.
I mean, let's just say, man, I can. For someone like I can match up against almost anyone.
I'll put the Brain against anybody.
Well, that's the beautiful thing, right? That's why we rolled the Samboners out, right? We're on the quest to find the best, and we're going to embrace the good, fun debate like we as Philadelphians like to do, right? So there's so many cheesesteak spots out there. But what's cool about Philadelphia now, from a pizza standpoint, is that Philadelphia is quickly becoming a pizza city. It really is. There's a lot of great spots that keep popping up.
But again, we should have been a pizza city.
We really should have.
Not for nothing, right? Like Philadelphia.
I was just in town for my reunion. I told you the high school reunion because of you. But we talked last show. We were talking about Angelo's. I'm like, man, I'm listening there. I went.
You didn't tell me. I would have called down there for you.
That's the GOAT right there.
Dude, first of all, it was like an hour. Like we're an hour wait.
Dude, you should have told me. I would have called Danny up and got you in there.
Yeah, Ant's VIP over there.
Good, they're my people. Did you get the pizza?
So
Pizza's ridiculous.
Both.
He's a baker.
I got both.
You got both? Oh, that's fantastic. So Danny's a master baker. So he'll give you not just the cheesesteak, which is tremendous because of the roll, the whole thing, but his pizza crust is phenomenal.
Really is.
You know, he's a great baker.
He's got some things going.
So give me some of your favorite. So anyway, real quick, the Brain. What do you think? If you're hungry, you could do 2 pie. He'll make 2 pies evaporate in 10 minutes? Brain?
Me?
Yeah.
10 minutes? No, I mean, look, I'm not going to.
15.
10 minutes. No, that's 16 slices. No. 16 slices would take me probably. I could eat fast.
If you're hungry.
It depends on the pie. It really does.
Yeah, it'd probably take me double that.
Brain, we got to get you Sambonin, buddy.
No, he's unbelievable. He eats fast.
We got to get you Sambonin.
But it probably takes, just to swallow it, again, I've never timed myself. Doesn't it probably take a minute just to eat a piece just by.
I don't know. You make things disappear.
Don't get me wrong.
What's your record? Tell me your record.
Well, I eat 27 is my record.
27 slices?
27
Oh, my
slices.
gosh.
Yeah, 27. I'm telling you, he's a star.
95, I think it was.
We definitely got to get you Sam Bonin. Let's go.
27 slices. The brain.
It's a lot. A lot.
Yeah, I just want to feed him. It's the greatest.
Oh, man. I love it.
Give me a couple new spots. You mentioned pizza.
I'll tell you what, man.
Your new pizza joints.
Well, the cheesesteak game, first and foremost, is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about embracing the good debate. And, as Sam Boners, we quest for the best, right? Everybody out there is striving to be the best. Like, there's a new spot in Center City. A good friend of yours, Scott, Shea's Steak. You led me on to Shea's Steak.
Yes. He uses Wagyu beef.
Wagyu beef.
Look at Andrews.
Oh, it's really good. I loved it.
Brad, he brought these steaks in. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Wagyu beef.
He's serving the Wagyu on a nice Karangi cheesesteak.
Yes.
Karangi roll. I'm serving Karangi right now, representing Karangi. It's been an unbelievable experience. But again, like every single pocket throughout the tri-state, there's Mama Russo's right up here, 5 minutes from the the casino, slinging unbelievable cheesesteaks. Cafe Carmela.
Yes, Cafe
Verona
Carmela's
Pizza out in Ambler. Verona Pizza out in Maple Glen, I should say. I mean, these places are just, they're changing the game. They really are. Like that traditional American-style cheesesteak is no longer. It really is.
The old school Philadelphia steak. Yeah.
The old school. It's a shame.
Give me, it's great. It's great. Give me a pizza joint. Is there a new pie you like?
I'm not a huge pizza connoisseur. That Pizza Shack and Maxon's pretty legit.
Where's that at?
Pizza Shack and Maxon right in Fishtown.
Okay.
And then there's a couple other joints that keep popping up. That Pizza Pizzata, I haven't tried that yet. That CJ's Trenton Pies right in like the Passyunk area, I heard is really good.
Yeah, really. I haven't had that.
Again, I'm not on the quest to find the best pizza, Ant.
So you're a Sam Boner.
I'm a Sam Boner.
But the pizza bleeds into it.
It does. It does.
The whole thing.
And, we have Pizza Month. We have rolled out Pizza Month. So from a Sam Boner standpoint, we roll out themes each month. And we go out there and we try to find we quest for the best burger, chicken, cheesesteak, pizza month, best bar. We just did a dive bar month.
Oh, did you?
Oh, it's a blast, man.
Oh, that's fantastic. Any South Philly bars?
Oh, yeah. We hit the Palladium.
Classic.
Of course.
Larry?
Of course.
See Larry the bartender?
Larry's the man, man.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Palladium. Who else we just hit? McCusker's right in South Philadelphia.
Oh, my God. I grew up near McCusker's.
Those guys are the best, man.
Yeah,
it's just, it's cool. Like, you go to the old Rosewood.
The Rosewood.
It's classic, dude.
Those, what's nuts about Philadelphia back in the day? Brain, and you grew up here, you know all about it. And we're the same age, Brain and I. The corner bar. Like, there was a corner bar, like every couple blocks had a corner bar, and they had the ladies' entrance. Like, they had a ladies' entrance.
Really?
Like, you didn't go through the front. If you're a woman, you went through the side. You didn't go through the front. Right, Brain?
Why do they not have that anymore?
100%.
Times have changed.
Changed, man.
Yeah, and a lot of those bars sold their liquor licenses. Like, there was a ton more. And then they wound up selling their liquor licenses.
There's something to be said, though, about South Philadelphia and the way they just continue to keep those establishments intact. And you go into the Rosewood, for example, and you get $1 PBR. Right? It's just that nostalgia.
So when I was a kid, my grandmother used to send me across the street to Malone's. And she would say, Malone's on 18th and Renner. And she'd go, my mom wants to burp. Go across the street and get me a quarter Miller. Right? I swear to God, Brain. So she would give me 70 cents. The quart was 60 cents. And she'd go, give the dime to Joe as the tip.
Amazing.
And then I would stop and get her a pack of Benson and Hedges 100s.
Yeah.
At the corner
Doesn't
store.
get any better. That is classic, man.
I was buying beer and cigarettes. I had to be 9 years old.
That is incredible. No, that really is.
But they knew it. They knew you knew it for your grandmother. All right, this is what she smokes.
We're lucky though, man. Like I don't know if every city
There's
has
a charm,
that.
I know.
It's amazing, man.
Brain, how about it? There's something about the Philadelphia charm. It's special.
It is. It very is.
Listen, I'm a Philly guy my entire life, Anthony. So, look, I'm in Florida now, and I miss it there. I'm probably gonna go back. I think. So I'm just always,
it's in your blood, brother. Because you are. As much as you travel the world and you see the world, you're very worldly. But at heart, you're that kid who loves. You're the kid who.
Brain, that's the best part about the Sam Boners. You can take the Sam Boner product and do some Sam Boning in Florida. Share that experience and bring that Philadelphia love back to Philly.
Yeah, that's
what it's all about.
I love it. Mick, any other spots you tell us to go to?
Right now, again, I'm representing Karangi Bakery. We're slinging some really good cheesesteaks on that unbelievable Karangi bread.
It's a great roll.
It's unbelievable. And, again, the games just continue to be at the all-time high. There's a place out in Trapp right now called Italian Delight. They're doing wonders. It's crazy, man. It's very competitive, but it's fun competitive, right? That's what it's all
good,
about.
Man. We're a food city. And that's why Samboners, you got to follow them on Instagram. It's a great follow, dude. I love your stuff.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. And so does people here at Parks. So
thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
There's Mick, who does a great job with it. Brain, let's begin our foray into the NFL. I know Matt is going to join us from Parks coming up shortly, so we'll talk to Matt. But tomorrow night is a big-time game. And in Philadelphia, it means a ton for the Eagles, right? Does. Because, the Eagles are chasing Detroit. Detroit needs a conference loss. And so here it is. It's Lions and Packers. And this is an amazing game. I'm curious where you stand here. It looks like Detroit is 3.5 right now.
It is, Anthony. Look, I bet the game. I actually bet this game. I took Green Bay. And I got to tell you, Anthony, more of an it sounds crazy because I've been so bullish on Detroit all year. But I always say, Anthony, in sports and in life, the biggest advice I give to anyone, you choose to be consistent or you can choose to be right.
Yes.
Most people always choose to be consistent, okay? I try to be right. And to me, when I look at Detroit today, and these things are very fluid, Anthony, it's December 4th, right? Come January, everything can be different. I mean, and they can get all these guys back. But I know they have a lot of guys who are hurt on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of guys. And when you're missing 6, 7 guys, it's just, they call them cluster injuries, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's like, for you, and that coaches are going to say, oh, next man up, no one's going to feel bad. That part's true. No one's going to give a crap that these guys are out. Then they're happy. They don't want you to play having your guys healthy. But there's going to be a downward turn, in my opinion, when you have cluster injuries. And look, the Eagles have been pretty fortunate, Anthony. They have not really, in my opinion, had a couple injuries here and there, but never like too many at one time. And I hope everyone's a Super Bowl, in my opinion, usually, Anthony, is fortunate with injuries. I think this is the wrong time for the Lions to be playing the Packers. They're at home, and they're great. I get it. But anything over a field goal, my friend, I think this is – I actually think Green Bay is going to win the game. I hope I'm wrong, though. It's a game I hope I'm wrong on. I'm really rooting for –
Well, actually, we want Green Bay to win from an Eagles standpoint because –
Well, from an Eagles standpoint, yes.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a tough game.
What about the total? 51.5. It's big. Now, here's the thing.
I lean under.
Do you? And it's interesting because
I do.
A lot of injuries, like you said, on the Detroit side of the ball.
I'll tell you why I lean under.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why.
The run game?
Why do you think I would lean under?
Because both teams will run the ball.
There's one reason I lean under.
Both teams run the ball, and that'll mean a quick
exactly.
clock.
I think both teams, we're going to get a lot of – if you've watched how they've used Love this year, Anthony, they're treating him, by the way, almost like I'm trying to think of a bad quarterback right now. I can't even think of one.
No, they treat him like a game manager.
Bad quarterback. Yeah, like how Michigan was treating their quarterback situation. They're treating him like he's not even that good. Now, he hasn't played nearly as well as I feel like the last 8 games he played last year.
Yeah.
But I think they've actually been overprotective of Love. I think he's still a good player, but they're treating him like he's almost a negative to the team. If you've watched them, they've been so conservative and almost scared to use him. So I think I'm going to see a game here, Anthony, where even if the offense has had success, what I think is very possible, I think they're going to be 6, 7, 8-minute drives as opposed to the boom, 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 40, 30, 25-yard passes that make scoring go over. I think we're going to get like death by 1,000 paper cuts where it's going to be 5-yard run, 4-yard run, 6-yard run, clock moving. So because of that,
that makes sense.
Didn't bet it, but I lean under.
The only thing
51.
that
51 such a big number, Anthony.
It's a huge number. It's a huge number. The only thing that gives me a little tiny pause is I'm not overly impressed with the Green Bay defense, and the Detroit offense is healthy, so they could score. I mean, they should score almost every possession.
But to me, Anthony, a game like this, and I agree with. I think it's very fair what you're saying. I think these teams for this game to go over, I think the possessions will be a little bit limited where I think there's going to be a lot of pressure to score touchdowns. And I call them the 4-point plays. It's 3rd and 5, or 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yes.
That's a 4-point play. if they get those 4-point plays, sure. But if not, I just don't know if there's going to be enough possessions because of the way they've been leaning on Jacobs, Anthony. I bet Jacobs, by the way, Jacobs over 68.5 yards.
That's a good number.
I just think he's going to get 20 carries. I think he's going to get 20 carries. I mean, and without Hutchinson, I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of runs.
Well, Anzalone, I mean, like, they've had a lot of injuries, Detroit, So Matt Hannon is the man, all right? Right. We, every week he joins us. We love it. PSU, brother.
What's up,
How
guys?
about that? How about
awesome, man.
Birds?
How'd they sneak into the Big Ten championship? Crazy.
Is that nuts?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
What a huge upset.
So how crazy was this? I mean, I still can't believe it, right? Like the Eagles go and they beat the Rams and come back down. And you loved them against the Rams. You said I love the Eagles this week.
Yeah.
And so did the Brain. Both you guys were totally on the Birds. And then they go down and beat Baltimore. And, I mean, Barkley, that Baltimore run defense is legit.
Yeah.
And they were on Fridays at Parks, I love this, where you double the spread. You pick a game every Friday at noon, and then you double the spread. And this past week, it was the Eagles.
Yep, and they went outright.
How great is that,
man? Awesome.
Man?
Another one hit. That's been doing pretty well this season for the bettors out there, double the spread. So this week it looks like we might be leaning towards the Rams, a little hint there.
Oh, wow. Brain, you like that, Brain? I
Rams
do.
+9.
Right? What do you think?
I mean, of course, getting me 9 points.
Yeah.
Leave it a decision.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's a great game,
Sign
too. Rams and Bills.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Josh Allen -275 for MVP now after that snow game.
Yeah.
So, and listen, I love Saquon. So, I mean, but if you take Allen off the Bills, I mean, he almost has to win it.
Yeah.
At -275, Brain, let me ask you a question. That does not seem outrageous at -275.
Oh, God, no. I think what you're betting against, Anthony, you're basically laying almost, you're saying there's about a 72.5% chance he wins the award. And to me, it's like, how could he lose it? Okay, what would have to happen? A, an injury. Mm-hmm. B, an unforeseen catastrophic turn of events with his team. What do they have? I don't know what the record is, but 10-2. If they somehow finish like 12-5 and he just stinks up the joint the last 5 games. And you want to see maybe there's close to whatever that chance is why he won't win it. Because if he plays anything like, it just doesn't mess it up, right? Just game manager even.
Yeah.
Even they go 3-3, he just because
I mean, it's, like you said, he's 10-2. They've already won a division, right? Like Miami's 5-7.
Yeah.
So they
that
can't.
team stinks without him.
Right.
That team is nothing without him.
Yeah.
It stinks.
So I don't know how there can't even be a catastrophic fall because they have to win the division.
They've already locked it in.
Yeah.
Barkley would have to absolutely go off, break the record, break the rushing record, everything to even have a chance, I think.
Yeah, of course we hope that.
I think he will, by the way.
Yeah. That would
but
be
I got
awesome.
wait. Quick question for you guys. I read an article a buddy of mine writes for The Athletic was saying in the history of the NFL, and he did the deep dive on this. And Anthony, do you want to forward this to you? He was basically saying in the history of the NFL, when there's been a historic season like Saquon Barkley, he went through all the guys that have had these kind of big years. In the playoffs, none of these running teams have ever had any success because the running backs, his point was, get tired in the postseason. By the time game 18 comes around, they're not what they were in games 1 through whatever. And instead, the Eagles, he said, the fact that they're going to have to try to get this guy this record and even put more mileage on him is going to be the biggest detriment to this team. It's been so good, it's going to be their biggest detriment because we're not going to get the same quote-unquote fresh Barkley come the playoff time. He went through every single player and guys who have failed. The average yards per carry for these historic running backs was 3.7 in the playoffs, Anthony. Think about that. These are all like the guys, Eric Dickerson's, Terrell Davis's, Jamal Lewis's. These were all 2,000-yard runners who once the playoffs came, failed badly. I thought it was interesting.
Wow. That's interesting. No. Now, I mean, the only positive is he doesn't take a ton of pounding, whereas he gets to the second level. The offensive line is so good that it's not like he's getting beat up.
Yeah.
I know he's had a couple games where he had 26 carries, 27 carries, which is a lot, but he gets to the second level pretty easily. And I don't know. I mean, you'll have a bye.
Yeah, plus he might not play the last week if
right?
he doesn't have to play.
You could have
a couple weeks off before the first playoff game. Maybe for him.
Does that negate that, Brain, you think?
I mean, look, it's certainly possible. It's certainly possible. Again, I just thought it was something I never thought of.
I didn't think of it either.
The data of all these guys who just have, and these were all, again, this wasn't like taking DeAndre Swift. These were all guys who had the best years in NFL history.
That's fascinating.
They struggled in the postseason.
Wow, that's you know what? Thank you. I'm going to go take a deep. Send me that, would you? That story. I like to read it.
I will. I'll send you right now.
Perfect. All right. Maddie, what do we got here? Let's look at some movements. Let's start in college. We'll start with obviously with the Big Ten and Penn State, Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon -3. 75% is on Oregon spread right now, so which is surprising for where we're at. But
really,
yeah, I guess people don't have a lot of faith in Penn State to win the big game. They always struggle in those big games.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, it could shift back as the week goes on, but yeah, and 70% on the over too as well. So we'll see.
Wow, I can see that. You like the over there, Brad? Penn State, Oregon?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do, because I'm not so sure. Again, I just keep going back that Penn State game. USC torched them. Now, they did play well against Ohio State. But, yeah, I do think that both teams can get into the mid-20s, which if they do, you don't need to be a genius to realize it's going to go over 29 points.
Yeah.
I definitely do lean over, for sure.
Where's that Georgia-Texas game? Where's all the money going there?
60% is on Texas spread, 70% on the over so far. That's going to be a great game. Can't wait to watch that.
I know.
One.
I know. It's funny. Brain and I we're like separated birth a lot with these things, and we both love Texas.
Yeah, Texas is good.
I mean, look, we loved them the last time they met.
Yeah, and
it just didn't work out. I don't. This time, come on, man. You know.
They're both going to be in the playoff anyway, right?
Yeah.
So,
NFL. So, Eagles at 12.5.
Big number.
Yeah,
big number.
You probably haven't written the Carolina bet, have you?
Nah, well, 70% on the spread. That's just such a big number in the NFL. So there'll be a few bets on Panthers covering that, but people are going to throw Eagles on every parlay they have. Eagles money line on every parlay they have.
And you figure then, teaser. Would you look at that as a teaser, Brain, because you still get under the 7?
You get under the 7. Yeah, I mean, usually, Anthony, for me personally, doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
I don't do any teaser unless I'm going through the 7 and the 3. So especially the 3. So for me, it wouldn't be one, but that's just for me. Again, I have to go through the 7 and the 3. I'm not even considering it.
Yeah. No, I feel you. We're now when you look at this tomorrow night, Packers-Lions. Which is great. In fact, and Brad is all about the dog. What do you? I
am too, actually.
You are,
Brad. I am too.
Both you guys. Go Pack, go! Look at that.
I think the Lions need to lose one of these.
It feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. It feels like they need to lose.
60% on the Lions spread so far, but yeah, I'm leading Pack too.
And you got it still 3.5. Here
We're
on the
at
sheet.
3.5. Yeah.
Sometimes the sheet is a little.
We print those out this morning. So.
yeah. I like it.
Probably move throughout the day.
I like it. Like it. All right. Let's go a little bit later on. The great game Sunday night. The Chargers and the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's 50-50 split right now. Bets coming in on both sides on that one. Low total, 43.
Yeah.
So.
I think I like the Chargers, Brain.
I bet the Chargers.
Yeah. I think it's a spot.
Too many tight games for the Chiefs. I mean,
too many.
They're banged up, dude. Too. They're banged up.
If they do it this year, Anthony, I honestly, I don't even know what I don't even know what I would say, because to me this would be Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas to me. I think they're that bad.
Really?
That's a
major upset there.
I think they're
really.
Awful. I'm going to be honest, I don't think they're a top 10 team. I think they're the luckiest team I've ever seen since I've been following the sport.
Wow. And Braid's not one for hyperbole either.
Yeah. Still have Mahomes,
I don't think they're even that good.
Yeah.
No, keep doing it.
Yeah.
I think their biggest issue, which makes them look like that on offense, is the tackle play.
Yeah.
Their tackle plays. You know, he first of all, the left tackle's always trying to cheat, and he gets caught. 3 times a game on illegal where he's lined up at offsides for offense. And it's bad.
Yeah.
It's like they get no and that's what killed Mahomes. The only Super Bowl he lost, it was tackle play that bit them.
Yeah.
And they're banged up on that old line because I think that you got Pacheco back, so their running game's fine.
Yeah.
I love Hopkins. What's his face is going to be able to make some He'll make some plays.
Yeah, he's quick.
So and then you still got Kelsey. Offensively, they should be good.
Yeah.
But it's their line, Brad. That's what you're saying, I think.
100%. No. So again, I always say, Anthony, what raises your IQ more than anything else is if you have good offensive line play, you suddenly become a heck of a lot smarter, right? When the quarterback has time. And Mahomes, like, no one's questioning his brilliance. No one's questioning the coaching staff's brilliance. I'm just saying there gets to be a point when, honestly, I got to tell you guys, and tell me, Anthony, if you agree. Matt, if you agree. Last year, I got just destroyed and eviscerated when I said the Eagles, I think they were 10-2 at the time. I go, this is a house of cards. It's ready to fall. I go, they've been so lucky week after week. It's just now. I didn't think they were going to implode like that.
Right.
But my point was they were the lucky 10-2 team. I think the Chiefs are the luckiest, besides maybe the Eagles of last year, the luckiest 10-2 team I've seen. And I just think they should be more like a 7-5 team, and they just won lucky game after lucky game. And I just think it's going to eventually just rear its ugly head, so to speak, and they're not going to keep getting away with it.
Yeah. No, fair. I hear you. I do. And
unless Pacheco makes all the difference.
Last week was completely like they've been doing it every week like that. But to let that dog meat Raiders team, and that Raiders team stinks, right? To let that team hang around, like I look and I see Tampa 6.5 against the Raiders. I think they annihilate the Raiders this week.
I agree. Evans came up as questionable today, but they're Mayfield's. They're pretty good.
They're playing offensively.
Yeah.
And I just think they're a paper tiger. Hey, Matty, real quick, futures.
Yep.
Where do we stand NFL right now?
Lions plus 300. Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles are all at plus 500. So they're
5-1.
Yeah, 5-1 on those guys.
You were talking about it, Brain, the other day about the Eagles at 5-1. I think when you said it, they were plus 550.
They were 550. Yeah, you guys lowered it. Yeah, I saw it was plus 550, which was the best number in the world. Look, if I had to pick it today, because I'm tell me if you guys agree. I think there's a better chance if I had to pick the number 1 seed right now. I had to do it. Like I can cure cancer if I'm right. I would say Philadelphia, and I say that because I think Detroit's going to lose at least one game at least, and I don't think the Eagles are going to lose again.
Well, I don't think you're crazy at all. And here's why I like the Eagles a ton. And this is not homerism or anything. We always look at it through the prism of football. Defense. I think their defense is the best in football. I mean, think about their defense right now, and who out there? You got Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Denver's leaking oil. I mean, you let Jameis come up and down. I know they got a couple pick sixes.
Yeah.
Right. But if you go around, the Chargers are pretty good defensively, right? You got Buffalo's pretty good defensively, but they're not like the Eagles' defense is elite. I went through it today. Go look at the leading receivers against them. They're all running backs or tight ends, which is all checkdowns.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Right? Like it's all checkdowns.
Yeah.
It's not. It wasn't Scary Terry. It wasn't Malik Neighbors. It wasn't Jamar Chase. How about it, Fraze? We went through it today, Andrew.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, the numbers on these receivers, it's crazy.
And that's, that comes down to Mitchell and Coop. I had Coop on yesterday.
Did you?
The best.
How was he?
Now, did I swoon too badly, Andrew?
No, not at all. It was a great interview. Fantastic. He's a great kid, and I'm so excited to see his future here because he's got a lot going for him.
Brain, you'll love it. 21 years old, Brain.
Talk about that tackle.
What? The tackle of slaying King Henry.
Yeah, it was great.
It was the great. And I showed my kids because they play.
Yeah.
So I showed my kids 100 times. Square them up, right? Square up.
Yeah.
All right, look. All right, wrap. Take down, like you got to plant, and then boom, drive into the ground.
Yep.
You know?
Great tackle.
Oh, I was thinking, textbook. It's why you
Yeah.
lead with your shoulder.
Yep.
You know, you square up nice, lead with your shoulder. All right, go low, not too low, go low, and then wrap it, and then drive.
Yep.
Drive.
On one of the best to ever do it.
Oh,
One of the
it was
best
the
running
best.
backs.
It was the best.
Yeah,
the
it
best.
was awesome.
Oh my God.
So cool.
All right, last couple ones. The college. Where's the Irish? You know,
We talked about this. What they were
yeah.
25-1,
Right,
right?
right.
Yep, they're 8-1 now. So
See
you would
that?
have got some. Would have got some real good value a couple weeks
Look at
ago.
that brain. I loved them too. I
Yeah.
should. I don't do it. I should have. But
You said
know,
it.
I know.
Texas is a favorite at plus 300. So
Oh, Texas, the new favorite.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What were they 28-1, Anthony, when you said it?
25.
25 or 28. It was
28, no,
Penn State.
28.
I think Penn State was 25-1
Look
too.
at that.
Yeah.
The Irish. I
Yeah.
love them. I
Ohio
kept
State's
dark
still
horse.
up there, plus 475. Ohio State's still in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Who's
Crazy.
what are some of the long shots?
Alabama plus 1400.
They don't have it.
No. Let's see.
Because here's the thing. All you got to do is stop Milroe from running, and you'll beat Alabama.
Yeah,
Easier said than done.
it's looking like most of the top 10 teams are probably locked in already. I would say you're only fighting for maybe one or two spots there. Tennessee's plus 2200, Clemson's plus 6000.
You got anything on baseball? I'm
Yeah, we
curious.
should.
What do you, well, there was a lot of heat about Soto and the Red Sox brain.
Yep.
Well, Anthony, I made a very large bet in Boston to win the World Series, the pennant. I bet a very big bet already, over 81.5 wins, starting with up 2 games. In speculation, I'm like, you know what? When there's smoke, there's fire. I think they're going to get, if not him, I think they're going to sign at least 2 still big, really free agents. If Soto goes there, man, I'll be a happy man because I
Yeah,
made
his odds will drop.
a very big bet.
Well, I think you're right. I think you're right to go with the over and their total, especially because Soto leaving New York kills the Yankees.
Yeah.
Right.
Still
And
got,
there's really
still got Baltimore though. Baltimore's
yes,
pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Red Sox are 35-1 right now.
35 to 1.
That's the best. Everyone watching.
Bray goes
That's the best
retire.
number in the world right now.
Yeah.
Really? 35 to 1. Go ahead,
That's
Frazier.
the best number in the world. I recommend people watching. I would bet Boston right now 35 to 1 because here's what's going to happen. I'm giving you this. This is a Joe Namath guarantee. They're going to sign someone. Okay? They're going to sign someone. And this line, I want you to write it down, put it in magic marker, permanent magic marker, not an erasable kind. This line will be less than 35 to 1 very, very soon.
There
Look
you
at
go.
the brain.
There you go.
He give you. When I know Brain's serious when he says
Yeah.
okay. When you go the okay route, that means listen to me. I know what's happening. It's serious.
Yeah.
Perk up.
They're going to
You're
get
like E.F.
someone,
Hutton.
even if it's not Soto. They'll get maybe Garrett Crochet. They're going to get
Yeah.
Max Fried.
Might have to get on the
They're gonna
phone,
get-
make a phone call.
This number's gonna fly.
I love it. No, you're spot on, man. You're always spot on with this. My brother, awesome. Great
Thanks,
to
cuz.
see you, Matty.
you
Always,
too.
man, the best.
All right, Brad, see ya.
Don't forget, Friday,
Appreciate you, buddy.
double the spread, noon. We believe, our insiders tell us, it's going to be the Rams plus 9 against the Bills, which we would jump on any time of the week. All right, we got about 10 minutes, my brother. Let's go through the rest of the analyze the games. Sunday. The Vikings and the Falcons, Minnesota 5.5. Brain.
You know, it's interesting. Look, Atlanta, Anthony, I thought was a fraud of a team, like basically all season, and I guess I've kind of been, what's what I'm looking for, vindicated or whatever.
Yes.
They're now 500 despite playing, Anthony, an incredibly easy schedule.
Yeah.
That being said, and I love Minnesota.
I know you. Yeah.
Darnold, it's funny. I think Darnold set an NFL record with most 100 QBR games through like 12 games in the NFL season. That's how good the guy's been. Not to get you upset, but that's how good the guy's been. He's been incredibly consistent week in, week out. That being said, I like Atlanta here. I like Atlanta here. Minnesota's played a lot of close games, Anthony. A lot of close games. Cousins was god-awful. Kind of reminded me of the week 1 Anthony game against Pittsburgh. Everyone wants to ship him out. put him out to pasture. Horrible performance, but I don't think he's as bad as he showed last week. I think he may be cut at the end of the year, but I like Atlanta here getting 5.5 points. I think the game will be close.
Oh, righty, Indy, right. They've been playing close games. They were close in Chicago. They've been close all around. All right, Birds 12.5. Any vibe there? Anything there with you? I mean, it's a big number, but it's a smash spot for Barkley, right? Like, the Carolina's got no run defense. This should be a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Anthony, and again, as I always say, as a sports bettor, Anthony, you have to be able to adjust. Yeah, Carolina, Anthony, 27th out of 32 teams in yards per against for running backs. So just what you said on it should be a smash spot for Barkley. But I always say, again, you have to adjust your thinking when the data changes. What do I mean by that? I had Carolina, Anthony. I thought they were a borderline expansion team. I really thought they were that bad. And I thought Bryce Young is playing as poorly as I've ever seen any quarterback play for the first 2 games or 3 games, whatever it was, before he got benched. Give the kid credit. Give him credit. Kind of reminds me in a way, way, way different scale what happened to the Eagles defense, right? After that game against Tampa Bay, they couldn't show their faces, right? Now they look like the best defense in the NFL, like you said. Young, to me, looked like the worst backup quarterback in the NFL. Forget worst starter. He looked like the worst backup, okay? Credit to him. Whatever it's happened, he's come in and he's played respectfully. I'm not overrating. He's probably still going to be a bust based on what they thought.
No, but listen, he has. I mean, all of a sudden, like their offense moves the ball. I mean, I'm with you.
Right. It's really been a huge change. But here's the thing. You always talk, Anthony, about a league of matchups. He's going against a team where they're not going to be able to pass the ball, in my opinion. The only way I can look is the Philadelphia side. I think this will be one of those games like the Jaguars game.
Yeah,
they're going to get up 23-0, but the difference will be it's not going to come down to the last play. I think the Eagles do win this game in style. I haven't bet it, but I think the Eagles win this game by.
Would you look at like I know they start off slow, but would you look at a halftime?
I mean, let me see. I'll try to bring up the first half line, Anthony.
You think what it's going to be about 7.5, 8?
They're late. Yeah, well, it's funny. Yeah, 6.5. Now, 6.5, Anthony. Now, again, I'll say this: if I liked Philadelphia laying 6.5 in the first half, I have no problem doing that because it's less than a touchdown.
Right.
If I'm liking Carolina, I definitely would rather take more points, especially since it's less than a touchdown. But I'm on the Philadelphia side, Anthony. And you know what? I think over 60 minutes, the difference is me in this game, Anthony. Over 60 minutes, I think it's going to be hard for Carolina to score here. Carolina's had success against a bad Tampa Bay defense, Anthony, a really bad Tampa Bay defense, a bad Giants defense. Let's also not overrate what they've done, right? They played against bad defenses and had success. Now they're playing against what me and you said to be the best defense. If Bryce Young does it in this game, if I'm a Carolina fan, I'm reevaluating everything. I'm like, you know what? Wow, he went against the team right now. He's the number 1 defense. And if he plays well here, maybe he actually is the quarterback that we think he can be. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Steelers 6.5. I mean, I take over Steelers defense points. Do they have that? I mean, Jameis, my God, dude, how many he's missed a pick 6? It's amazing.
Well, that's true, but Anthony, I got to tell you something. You know what I took out of that game more than anything else? How freaking bad is Deshaun Watson? He couldn't throw for 20 yards a game.
Oh my God!
How bad is Deshaun Watson? Like. At least Jameis throws for 500 yards.
Yes.
Throws for 50 yards.
Yes. No, you're so right. Like, they look like a real offense. Imagine if Jameis actually played the whole year.
No, again, at least he's an experience, right?
Yeah.
You're dating a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They're a little crazy, but you had some fun with them.
Yeah.
You know? That's what Jameis is. He's crazy, but you can say you had some fun with him, right?
Yes.
When I look at, but that being said, Anthony, listen, they went against Burrow last week. Burrow had success. Burrow, to me, again, my buddy at Athletic wrote an article saying Joe Burrow has become the Jacob deGrom of the NFL. I go, what do you mean by that? He goes, well, he's like the best pitcher or best quarterback, but his record stinks when deGrom was going 9-15 with a 1.40 ERA. For the Mets. He's like, Joe Burrow is having a historic season, and they lose 38-35. They just can't win, no matter how good the guy plays. Now against Jameis in a spot where they want revenge, again, it's tough to lay. Russell Wilson, again, give him credit, Anthony. Give the Steelers credit for
Dude,
taking a chance on the guy.
I agree.
No one wanted.
Pickens.
No one wanted the guy.
Because he throws those
And you
moon
gotta-
balls, and Pickens is all of a sudden, relevant.
You got it again. You got to give credit where credit is due. He was written off. Him and Baker Mayfield are two guys written off by society. They came back,
by society,
whether they rededicated themselves, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And credit to them. But only way I can look at Pittsburgh.
All right. We got 5 minutes, so let's motor.
Let's do it.
Jags and Tennessee. I mean, that's
only way I'm looking here, Anthony, is Tennessee.
Now, Jags are
horrible
dead.
performance last week, but with Mac Jones, it's Tennessee or pass.
Yeah, agreed. Raiders, Buccaneers. I was saying it earlier. I just think Tampa Bay smash spot.
I agree. On the Tampa Bay side, clearly, Baker, I think, is going to play from everything I read. And Anthony, I say, who did I told you? I told you this 7 weeks ago. This Bucky Urban guy's, I go, Saquon. This guy's incredible.
He's gonna, he'll have another smash day. Bucky against the Raiders run defense. Come on.
He had 180 yards last week. He finally gave him a chance to play.
Yeah.
But Anthony, only way for me, Tampa or pass.
Giants are in tank mode, so to me, it's Saints all day.
See, I disagree on that one.
Okay.
I disagree on that one. I actually like the Giants. I think two bad teams. I'm going to take the 5 points on a game where I don't know who's going to win. I think both teams.
Yeah. They do. I just heard that they're in complete tank mode.
Yeah, I get it.
I believe they're playing for the pick.
I hear you. Fair point. They showed it. Look, they showed it against Dallas, right?
I know. But I hear you on the whole thing. I just think you get enough weapons, veteran kind of presence with the Saints, and a team
Losing
that's
Hill
looking to lose. Yes, it does.
I think losing Taysom Hill was a huge injury for the Saints. That team's pretty barren, Anthony.
Yeah.
If you take besides Kamara, that team has nothing. I think these are two bad teams.
Yeah, you're right. Jets, Miami. The Jets. Is that just laughable or what?
Anthony, it's funny. It shows you Tom Brady, 45 was still great. I didn't think Aaron Rodgers was going to go the Peyton Manning route. I didn't, but he went the Peyton Manning route, right? At 40, the switch went off, the flame ended, whatever you want to say. He stinks.
Yeah.
For me, again, it's Dolphins or pass. I can't back a Jets.
He stinks. I hear you. Arizona, Seattle, great battle in the AFC in the NFC West.
I like Arizona here, Anthony. I think
too.
Arizona played the toughest schedule in the NFL this year. It's now gone below 3, got up to 3, and I like under 44.5 points. I think both defenses are playing respectably, and I lean under, and I also like Arizona. I think Arizona is going to win that division. You can get around 2-1 odds on the Park site right now.
I'm with you. Bears, Niners. I mean, dude, they're dead. How do you go? They just went in and you got annihilated, right? They lost everybody. You lose McCaffrey, right? You lose Mason. I actually don't hate Garendo, but it's not even that. They lost their whole team. I don't know how. I don't even know how they're favored in the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Anthony, for me, listen, also, usually teams get a little bit of bump, right, when the new coach comes in. First of all, that was crazy, the whole Bears thing.
Yes.
I remember I said to you on your show, Anthony, I said on Monday morning.
Yes.
When Eberflus goes, we did everything right. How's he a job? Like, who's going to lose his job for that comment?
Exactly.
He did everything right.
That was ridiculous.
For me, it's Bears or pass because so many injuries for the Niners. Again, we talk about all the injuries, cluster injuries for the Lions. 49ers, you see the whole team ended because of the injuries. For me, I think the Bears can win the game.
So do I. I'm with you. I like the Bears all day long in that game. I like a dog in this game. Bills and Rams. I would bark all day on the Rams. This is like a come down of all come downs, right? You had the big party, snow angels, right? The whole thing. Now you gotta go to SoFi, and I know they'll travel, but indoors, the Buffalo defense is good, but it's not great, and Stafford will have time. I'll take the Rams with a potential outright.
I took them at getting 5.5 from the look-ahead line. It's still 4.5. I agree with you. And again, look, it's hard, Anthony. We know in the NFL just to get up every game, every spot, every whatever, to just never have a downward moment, so to speak. Rams fighting for the division too. They need this game like blood. I guess Buffalo can obviously, if they get one more Kansas City loss, they obviously want to get that home field advantage. So I'm not saying they're not taking this game seriously. They certainly are. But the Rams could win the Buffalo win this game by margin. Just think it's going to be tough. I think the Rams keep this one close.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling you. And then, again, dog. To me, I think it's a lot of dogs, because at night I like the Chargers. You know me, I'll be rooting Chiefs, but I like the Chargers plus the 4.
I like the Chargers plus 4, and I bet the Chargers plus 4. The only thing I'm going to say is Ladd McConkey, if he's out, and I don't think he is, but if he is out, I cannot stress what a huge loss.
Yeah, it's huge.
I may get out of my bet because they need him.
Yeah, they do.
They need him.
Yeah.
So if he's out,
especially you lost Dobbins, you got no run game, so that would be a big deal. And Quentin Johnson, I don't know,
huge deal.
We don't want to talk about pizza board hands. He just can't catch anything.
He's a more highly regarded. What's the guy from the Eagles? Like the guy in the Vikings.
Aguilar.
The guy who got drafted Aguilar. No, not Aguilar. The guy who got drafted from TCU. Jalen Reagor.
Reagor, yeah.
Jalen Reagor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both. In fact, they both
Aguilar, Reagor. I try to put them out of my mind.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
And then finally Monday night, it's the Bengals and the Cowboys. I love it. Troy will be back home.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony, look, give Dallas a little bit of credit in that, again, they did win 2 straight games.
Yeah.
And they actually have at least shown that they're not quitting. Look, the Bengals to lay these kind of points, it's hard for me to do it, but God, I think Dallas stinks. I think they won because of atrocious quarterback play.
I know.
The Giants. Not a game I'm betting. Just
No.
as a pass for me.
It's a complete pass, yeah. Something that the Cowboys can't do, which is pass.
There you go. Exactly.
I love it. Brain, you're the greatest. You are. We love you. Anything tonight for anybody watching right now?
Man, I had a ton of prop bets tonight, Anthony. I had like a zillion of them.
Oh, good. We'll root for you.
Tobias Harris, I told you. Tobias Harris over 11.5 points, I think is strong. James Harden over 5.5 rebounds, I think is really good. I'm trying to get Damian Lillard over 3.5 rebounds is really good. Tyrese Maxey under 4.5 rebounds is good. Those are like 4 of the, I've got too many to list, but those were 4 of them that had good mathematical edges.
Sounds good, my brother. Thank you so much. You're the greatest. We love you. Have a great night.
You guys. I'll see you.
There he is, the Brain. All right, don't forget, Parks Casino. We're here. This is our spot. All right, make it yours. It's the greatest. You can't get here. All the stuff we just talked about on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Download it, hang with it, have fun with it. The whole thing, all through the holidays, going to be a big party. All right, and big party tomorrow night, 360 Lounge. So make for the holiday extravaganza.
Tickety tick.
T-Talk, it's Dominic
the donkey.
Do it.
Tickety tick.
That's the Italian Christmas donkey. Do it.
Yeah. La, 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 la.
I want to see you and Baldini do it.
Yeah.
You and Mike do a duet.
I'll hop up there on stage with them.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. All right, I'm off to coach. I got practice tonight. Yeah. I got to put in my offense. I have to install.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to get a bunch of 6th graders to at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night to concentrate.
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah. And speaking of which, look at that.
You're getting the call, boss.
I'm getting the call now. He's calling me now. Daddy, where you at, Daddy? Here he is. Everybody, have a great night, man. We love you. We'll see you in the morning. Don't forget. We'll see you then.